Hello there, I'm the Black Dragon Knight, and today I'm going to be comparing a spin-off TV series to the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. I know what you're thinking, why the hell am I comparing a TV show to a movie trilogy? Well, the reason is because both of them did very similar things. After the popular original series ended, both of them started a sequel with new characters, a film protagonist, different villains, and a later generation. They both did the same thing, yet both of them got very different results. I'm going to be discussing why in each round, why one spinoff was successful and why one wasn't. Also, fair warning, I'm going to be using images in this video instead of video clips. One, because I'm in a hurry to move on to my next video. And two, I don't want to deal with copyright again. And I'm just going to play it safe by using images. So with that, let us begin. Round 1, Protagonists. So the first thing I'm going to do is compare the protagonists of both series. Korra from The Legend of Korra and Rey from the Star Wars sequel trilogy. For now, I'm just going to get started on Korra. When you first see Korra in the pilot, it is made very clear that she is the new Avatar and has to be the one taking care of things. However, the Avatar thing is getting to her head. She thinks she's a big hero that deserves everyone's respect. She's always reckless when she fights. In the pilot episode, when she is fighting criminals, she ends up winning the fight. However, she ends up causing a lot of collateral damage in the process, which gets her in trouble with the police. When she gets arrested, she acts really immature and thinks it's unfair that her, the Avatar, is getting arrested and she thinks she is special. We also learn later that she struggles with airbending due to the fact that airbending requires you to be calm, and Korra is the exact opposite of that. However, later on in the show, Korra learns how to be more calm and learns how to do the movements her master Tenzin taught her to win a game with her friends, but can't exactly airbend yet. Later on, she meets the antagonist Amon, who can take people's bending away, and that scares Korra. In the season finale, she fights Amon and loses her bending. But desperate to save her friend, Mako, she airbends against Amon and defeats him using the training Tenzin taught her. She even gets her bending back from Avatar Aang from the spirit world and learns how to use the Avatar state. In season 2, she fights another villain who wants to open the spirit world and wants humans and spirits to live together. However, it's wrong because it ends up in chaos for pretty much everyone because he wants to be the Dark Avatar by merging with an evil spirit that wants to do nothing but cause chaos. Yes, I know, that sounds very illogical, but just roll with it. That's what I did. Anyway, Korra defeats him. However, she doesn't close the spirit world because she does know that Unalaq, the villain of season 2, was right to some degree. Which is interesting because before she just saw the world as black and white, but now she's understanding both sides of the story. In season 3, she fights Zahir and the Red Lotus, who wants to destroy governments because they feel that everyone deserves freedom, and they try to kill Korra because she is a nuisance to their plans. With help from her friends, they defeat Zahir and the Red Lotus, but it comes at a cost. Korra was poisoned, almost killed, she almost lost her father, and she can hardly walk. In season 4, Korra is a mess, she can't fight anyone, she gets her ass kicked by random earthbenders and is traumatized from fighting Zahir. But she gets help from an old friend, Toph, who is one of the main characters in Naruto The Last Airbender, the original series. She trains her for a bit, helps her get the poison that was still inside of her. She gets over her fear with Zahir, and she fights the antagonist in season 4, Corvera, who is looking to build a new government after the Red Lotus is destroyed. She's looking to build a new government after Zahir and the Red Lotus destroyed it in the previous season. However, she is very controlling and is looking to just take over like a dictator, and she is willing to kill anyone who gets in her way. In the finale, they have a big fight, and instead of Korra beating her in a fight, she decides to reason with her and tell her what she's doing is wrong. Korra listens and turns herself in. Korra's character went from an immature brat who wanted to take down the bad guys with her fists to a wise mentor who handles situations calmly. Now, what can we say about Rey's character? Well, not really anything. When we first see her, she's just chilling on a desert planet. She knows how to fight. She can fly planes, even the Millennium Falcon better than Han Solo, the owner of the ship. She can shoot a gun with barely any training, and she beat a well-trained Sith Lord in a fight with no training at all. In the second movie, she somehow beats Luke Skywalker in a fight. She helps Kylo Ren fight a bunch of guards, even saving him somehow. She also lifts up a bunch of stones without any training at all. In the third and final movie, she does train for a year, but she does stuff she's still going to be able to do. She can force heal, which no one has been able to do. She can fly with the Force, and she beats Palpatine somehow by absorbing his lightning and shooting him with it. Anyway, she becomes a big hero without much of an arc. She is just powerful and wise from start to finish. And there's nothing really to her characterization at all. Like, I can't even give you much of a description of it. She's just kind of nice, and that's kind of it. And the only thing we really know about her is that she's the granddaughter of Palpatine, which is weird because in The Last Jedi, she was told that her parents are nobodies, so that's contradictory. But even with that information about her being the granddaughter of Palpatine, it doesn't really add much to her character, like, at all. You can, like, take that away and literally nothing changes. It's just kind of there for a big twist. The reason why I love Korra is because I can relate to her flaws, not only when getting stronger, but with her arc becoming more mature and wise. I can't relate to anything with Rey because she's written in a very shallow way. She's just strong from start to finish, and we just have to roll with it. She's basically just kind of there to be better than everyone and to be flawless, and it's kind of boring. If she was a little more fleshed out and everything, people would probably like her a bit more. Just like Korra, you can be flawed and still be badass. Now on to the next section. Round 2, Supporting Cast. So this is the part where we'll be discussing the side characters and the antagonists of both series. Just like in the last section, I'm going to be starting with The Legend of Korra. So the side characters of The Legend of Korra are Mako, Bolin, Asami, Tenzin, Lin, Jinora, Iki, and Milo. All of them have very interesting character traits, even though I don't really like some of them. Looking at you, Mako and Milo. Bolin is very funny and a pretty nice guy around pretty much everyone. However, he's a little too nice and that can get him in trouble at times. Best example was in season 4 where he wanted to see the best in Corvera and thinks she's doing what's right because, well, that's just who he is. But in reality, she has been doing serious things like getting his girlfriend's mom arrested, and that causes his girlfriend to break up with him because he pretty much sided with Corvera for the whole thing and didn't really listen to her. Asami is really cool for the most part and has a chill personality. She is the non-bender of the group, and she is smart using her tech. She's going through some things with her father, working for Armand in season 1, and she feels betrayed, and she struggles to forgive him in the later seasons. She can have a bit of a temper sometimes, but that's alright, I can relate. Mako is a cool big brother to Bolin and has to take care of him because of something that happened with their father. I don't really know about it or care that much. He's also a cop, I guess, but that's pretty much it. Lynn is the badass kind of police officer who is like an aunt to Korra and the kids, but she gets really emotional at times and angry when something's wrong, like when Korra's in danger or some past drama with Tenzin that she has trouble letting go. She has trouble with her sister, stuff like that, but she's still a good mentor. Tenzin is the other mentor of the group. He's the one that's teaching Korra airbending, as I discussed previously, and later on other kids airbending. He's really invested in airbending culture because of his father, and he also wants to be like his father, and that really gets the best of him. He can be a little impatient with Korra, his kids, and his siblings, but he does try to do his best to help everyone, and he does become more patient around everyone and becomes a little more chill. Jinora, Iki, and Milo are Tenzin's kids that are really skilled airbenders, but they are a bit bratty like most kids. The antagonists of each Korra season are also kind of interesting. Even though not all of them are executed the best way, like Amon and Unalak, I do like the idea of how all of them are written. See, in the original series, the main antagonist was Ozai, and he was kind of this kind of evil for the sake of it, and that was fine because the original series was for young audiences. However, when the Legend of Korra came around to get the other, Avatar Last Airbender audiences watching, they're also aware that they're a lot older now. So the whole evil for the sake of it thing for power wasn't going to work. So they decide to make them sympathetic and all, but, still villains. Amon fights for equality for non-benders, but thinks that all benders are bad. Don't need to explain why that's a problem. Unalaq wants spirits to be into the human world for integration. Zahir wants to destroy the government because he wants people to have freedom, but it goes awry because, well, without a government, everything just, you know, you know, goes awry and there's chaos. And Guevara wants to build a government for everyone to help establish a rebuilt world, but thinks that she should just take it over for the good of everyone like a dictator. For the most part, the writers of Legend of Korra are very good at fleshing out their supporting cast. On the other side of things, in the sequel trilogy, we have Finn, Poe, Rose, BB-8, Kylo Ren, and Snoke. All of them had potential, but were handled very, very poorly. Finn was a stormtrooper, but didn't like to cause harm, so he joined the good guys and was the first ever stormtrooper to use a lightsaber. Finn had a lot of potential, however, his character is inconsistent because he's always cheering about killing other stormtroopers, even though he doesn't like killing. He's also very disrespected as a character in later movies. They're using him more like a joke than an actual character. And the third movie, she's just kind of there, doing absolutely nothing. Rose is just kind of there being problematic and angry, not really much to say about her. Not really anything to say about Poe at all. BB-8 is fine, I guess, just a rip-off R2-D2, but we'll get to that later. Kylo Ren, in essence, could have been a great character and villain, but in all of the movies, he just kind of loses his temper when he really doesn't need to, and he needs to be serious, and him turning to the dark side doesn't really make a lot of sense because all we know is that Luke tried to kill him in his sleep, and then he just had his ship saying, "That's it, I'm going to become evil and join the dark side," and blah, blah, blah. And in the third movie, he's just replaced by Palpatine in the last movie, who has somehow returned. And has one of the worst redemption arcs I've seen in a very long time, because he just gets redeemed out of nowhere. He fights Rey, he loses, and then he figures out his mom dies, I guess, and then Han Solo comes and talks to him, and he just becomes good, even though we've been shown in previous movies that Kylo Ren doesn't listen to anyone. He even killed his father when his father tried to listen to him. Hence the reasons why he's just a ghost. Oh, and Snoke is just there. He's the boss villain for the first two movies. He's just kind of there also. There's nothing really to say about him. Especially since he's killed off early in The Last Jedi. My point here is that pretty much all the characters in the sequel trilogy are written very hollow, or there's just nothing to say about them at all. The Legend of Korra writers do a solid job making care about their characters for the most part, and they don't just allow the popularity of the original series to make people like their stuff, which actually leads me to my next point. Round 3, Identity. Okay, so this is the section that I wanted to talk about the most. See, the main problem I have with the Star Wars sequel trilogy is that it doesn't feel like its own thing. It just feels like a carbon copy of the original trilogy. The writers just kind of watched the original trilogy and copy and pasted everything. They might as well just taking a test and just copy and paste it from a study guide. In The Force Awakens, a villain enters and a badass entrant interrogates the person for information, and once he finds that person useless, he kills them and captures the other person that might be useful. In A New Hope, tired again. Okay, I'm comparing A New Hope to The Force Awakens, so if I said The Force Awakens last time, I meant to say A New Hope. I don't remember anything. I'm sorry, but Anyway, in The Force Awakens, a villain enters in the bad guy's entrance, interrogates a person, and once he finds him useless, he kills him and captures the only person that might be useful. In A New Hope, we have a Death Star that destroys planets, and it gets destroyed at the end of the movie, and everyone celebrates. In The Force Awakens, we have the Death Star that destroys planets, and it gets destroyed at the end of the movie, and everyone celebrates. In Return of the Jedi, the evil main bad guy tries to get the main protagonist to turn to the dark side, only to then defy them and almost get killed, only to get saved by the apprentice. In The Last Jedi, the evil main bad guy tries to get the main protagonist to turn to the dark side, only to then defy them and almost get killed, only to get saved by the apprentice. In Return of the Jedi, Luke fights the darkness within him. In The Rise of Skywalker, Rey tries to fight the darkness within her. In The Last Jedi, I keep messing up on my words. Ugh. In The Empire Strikes Back, Luke learns a terrible truth about his father being evil, and in The Rise of Skywalker, Rey learns a horrible truth about her past and learns that Palpatine is her grandpa. Anyway, I can go on and on about the plagiarism of the sequel trilogy, but the point is that it's just a Walmart brand version of the original trilogy. There is nothing new about these movies at all. Hell, even the characters are the same. Rey is a Walmart brand Luke Skywalker, Finn is a Walmart brand C-3PO, except he's not a droid. He's a human. And Poe is a Walmart brand Han Solo. Rose is a Walmart brand Princess Leia. BB-8 is a Walmart brand R2-D2. Kylo Ren is a Walmart brand Darth Vader. And Snoke is a Walmart brand Palpatine. One of the main reasons why I love The Legend of Korra is because even though it's a spin-off of The Last Airbender, it still feels like its own show. I never look at Korra and think, oh hey, it's a female version of Aang, or Asami is a female Sokka, and so on and so forth. Everyone in the show feels like their own characters, so you can hardly compare them to the other characters. Everything and everyone is different, and that includes the plot and the antagonists of the story. The main reason for this difference is because the writers know that the audience for Avatar The Last Airbender is going to be much older, so everything isn't going to be working the same way, as I discussed previously about the difference between Ozai and the antagonists of Legend of Korra. Even though not everything about The Legend of Korra is perfect, there was genuine effort in the writing, and for the most part, it is a very good story, and I cannot say the same about the sequel trilogy at all. There was no effort, no nothing, just plagiarism and lazy writing. So those are the reasons why I think The Legend of Korra is better than the sequel trilogy. I feel the need to compare them because to me, The Legend of Korra is everything the sequel trilogy should have been. They both have similar concepts but executed very different ways. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I'm very sorry for stuttering and getting lost on my words a lot. I was getting very tired and I had to go up and do some things, so if things don't sound right, or if I don't finish a sentence or whatever, that's the reason why. But either way, I still appreciate you watching this video. Did you agree with everything I said? Feel free to let me know in the comments and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Alright, I'm out of here for now. Have a great day and take care.